Hello juniors, in this video I'm going to show you how to draw a simple diagram for you to be able to learn the lumbosacral nerves, peripheral nerves, and what are the muscles they innervate. So you start with your lumbar sacral, right? The lumbosacrum plexus comes from L1 all the way to S3. Now we can divide them into the lumbar plexus, right? And which the lumbar plexus is from the L1 to L4, okay? And then we have the sacral plexus, okay, which runs from L5 to S3, okay? Now let's start with the lumbar plexus, which is the one higher, right? Now the lumbar plexus, before it divides, is gonna innervate the quadratus lumborum, okay, and the psoas, the minor and the major. Okay, now from here it's gonna divide into two. Okay, we're gonna have the femoral, okay, the femoral nerve, and the obturator nerve. Okay, this one is usually just in the thigh. This one's gonna activate the thigh, and then this one, the sacral, is gonna be activating on the lower leg. Okay, so the lumbar plexus is usually gonna activate these muscles at the hip and these muscles in the thigh. Okay, so in the femoral is gonna innervate the sartorius muscle. You remember we went over it in lab. The quads or quadricep muscles, the iliacus, which is the one that together with the psoas, they make the iliopsoas muscle, and then the pectineus, nails pectineus. Now the obturator is gonna activate the adductors, the obturator muscle, hence the name, and the gracilis. Okay, so now we are done with the lumbar plexus. Now to the sacral plexus, which is going to innervate the lower leg. Before it comes out to create the sciatic nerve, this sacral plexus is going to activate or innervate the 6 external rotators of the hip. Okay, that's little muscles in the hip that externally rotate the hip. Now, we know that the sciatic nerve is actually composed of 2 nerves. So we have the sciatic nerve, right? These 2 nerves is the tibia nerves and the common peroneal nerve. They both travel together through the thigh, and in this part of the thigh, this nerve joined together is called the sciatic nerve, right? The sciatic nerve is gonna innervate the hamstrings. Okay, and then behind the knee or posterior to the knee is gonna divide. Those 2 nerves are gonna divide and separate individually to the tibialis nerve and the common peroneal. Peroneus doesn't fit there. Peroneus nerve. Okay. Now the tibialis, right, is gonna run. So it's gonna run posteriorly, right? So it's gonna activate all those muscles in the leg that do ankle flexion, okay? And here a small muscle is the popliteus. We have the plantaris. We have the gastrocs, which is the strong plantar flexor. We have the soleus, which is another strong plantar flexor. We have the flexor hallucis longus. It doesn't fit here, but we also have the flexor digitorum longus, and we also have the tibialis posterior muscle. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 muscles, more or less roughly, okay, for the tibialis, which runs posteriorly. Now, the common peroneal is gonna divide in two. One is the superficial, okay, and the other one is the deep peroneal. The superficial is gonna be lateral to the leg, the lower leg, right? So it's gonna activate those lateral muscles, which are the peroneals. And it's gonna activate the peroneus longus, and the peroneus brevis. Okay, now the deep peroneal is gonna activate more muscles. Hopefully they fit here. So the deep peroneal is gonna be deep but anterior, okay? And here is gonna activate the tibialis anterior, the peroneus tertius, okay? And the extensor. So here, this one, the one that divides to the posterior side deals with the flexors, and this one deals with the extensors, right? Extensor hallucis longus, extensor digitorum longus, and extensor digitorum brevis, okay? And here it is. This is your diaphragm to learn your lumbarsacral peripheral nerves, okay?